Artists from the Lox to the legendary Aretha Franklin all sang about it. And you know what? It's really the cornerstone of all successful relationships. Yep, I'm talking about respect. You always hear that communications or trust are the two most important things that are critical to relationships, especially when you're talking about a healthy romantic relationship. But guys, I want to talk about today how respect is a fundamental to any healthy and long-lasting relationship. While the terms love and respect are often synonymous, and a lot of people even interchange them from time to time, in fact, they are very different. Think about it like this. It is really possible to respect somebody and not at all love them. And men, if you're in a relationship with a woman who you know love you, but at some point she loses respect for you, believe me, gentlemen, that relationship is going to end soon. I think we all know this because when it comes to a romantic relationship, love and respect need to be intertwined to create a happy and healthy relationship. And men, you need to keep respect of your woman in your relationship. And look, don't get me wrong, respect is important for both partners because respect allows both of you to feel valued, encouraged, and safe. You show kindness and consideration to other people, and you appreciate each other's differences and accept each other for who they are. Look, you may not always agree on all things, but when you respect each other, you're willing to keep an open mind and consider each other's perspectives. See, when you create a healthy level of respect, you and the other person in that relationship will always grow knowing that you have each other's back, and you'll respect what each other have to offer in a relationship. And that will also help you grow as an individual. So what I'm actually talking about is what you need to do for a long-term relationship. As I mentioned before, I've been married for almost 25 years, and respecting each other has been one of those things that's helped us grow from our early 20s to our 30s to in our 40s. And we've still maintained our differences because we both changed over that time. And one of those significant things to help our relationship stay strong is the respect we have for each other. But hey, if you're not there yet, I'm going to talk about some other significant reasons why it's important to have respect in a relationship. So let's get at it. Hey, I'm Rob Johnson, and welcome to the Legacy Gentleman channel. And the first reason why respect is foundational for a relationship is it builds self-confidence. See, in a relationship built on mutual respect, you'll find that you're never afraid to just be who you are and to pursue your own goals and hobbies. See, the other person in that relationship will support you every step of the way. See, they will celebrate your accomplishment and encourage you with love. This helps you build self-confidence and keep you feeling good about yourself. But believe me, guys, you don't want this to be the only source of self-confidence you have, because a woman's going to get tired of propping you up. What you really need to do is have this respect to be able to drive you in the hard times so that she'll be able to pick you up when things get down. But in general, this is what you'll find from a relationship with someone who respects you. They will believe in you and they will help build up your self-confidence. And the number two thing you'll find in a relationship that has a foundation for respect is that it allows independence. See, man, you're definitely supposed to be independent, and you want to have your relationship in a way where your wife or your girlfriend is actually not 100% dependent on you, and you're definitely not dependent on her. That means you need to have time apart in any healthy relationship. And when you have each other's respect, you understand the importance of giving her time away and you having time away from her to actually work on your own goals. You need to be satisfied with yourself, and you can't do that if you're not independent. So in a relationship, what respect looks like is that you and the person you're in a relationship with really supports each other's need for space. It is also necessary that you are able to have time to focus on yourself, self-care, and personal growth, and you both need to be working on that. Without respect, you might feel like you're not allowed to spend time away from that person, or that you get quickly derailed in a relationship. So this is part of maintaining who you are in a relationship, and you should have a level of respect. Not that you're letting somebody go out and do whatever, but you're going out and letting them explore who they are, and you respect them for that, and they respect you for the same way. Kind of sounds a lot like trust though. when you have respect as a foundational part of a relationship, you will notice this next thing, and that is improved communication. See, respect means you genuinely care about the other person's passions, their opinions, and their feelings. And you talk and you listen to each other and you respect the way each other have to say things and you respond kindly, even if you're in disagreement. But more importantly, when you respect somebody, you actually want to talk to them. You ask each other about their needs, their wishes, and their goals. And even when life gets busy, you find a way to connect and talk so you can continue to grow in this relationship together. And because of your foundation of respect for each other, this communication that you're desiring to have will be a mutual benefit for both of you. You'll add value to each other's life and you'll help each other reach their goals, even if it's just through encouragement. And that is why respect will help improve your communication. The number 4 thing is it helps you make better decisions. See, individually and as a couple, when you have a strong foundation of respect, you and the other person in that relationship really understand the importance of making some decisions together. And the reason is you're not just looking at your short-term individual needs. Hopefully you and that person you're in the relationship can help y'all look at the big picture and take a step back and really see the forest for the trees. So gentlemen, if you're in a relationship with a woman who does not respect you, when it comes time to make decisions that has effect on both of you, her recommendation or what she'll be trying to impose on you is to make a decision that puts her at the least amount of risk, but gives her as much of the benefit as possible. In fact, it might end up being something that'll be all risk to you, zero benefit to you, and all the benefit to her. This is 100% a lack of respect that she has for you and trust for you as the male leader. You need to cultivate this respect that you don't end up in this situation and make sure that you're putting forth your vision in a way that she understands and that you know when you're getting advice that doesn't necessarily line up with what you want to accomplish as you lead in your relationship. The number 5 thing respect does in a relationship is it improves conflict skills. See, look, all couples argue, and those who lack respect for each other, they don't fight, quote unquote, fair. See, when a woman respects you, she will not resort to name calling, belittling, yelling, trying to be right. Look, sometimes you just need to walk away if that happens, if you really have respect in a relationship. But a woman that respects you is not going to resort to that. And men, you should not be resorting to this because that's also not showing respect and not showing leadership. Instead, you should focus on the problem at hand and how to make each other feel the best way they can while you're addressing the actual issue that you're going through. Because the issue is the problem and not your feelings and not your hurts and not your insecurities. But the actual issue at hand is what you want to be working through. And that's what having respect for each other will help you focus on. So have no doubt about this. When there's respect involved, what you really want to do is resolve the argument. You want to take time and listen to each other. You want to calm it all down and acknowledge your behavior and the way that it might have affected them and get them to acknowledge where there's something that they've done wrong and come to a resolution on it. And look, I'm not trying to be Pollyanna here. Like I said, I've been married for a while, and in general, arguing is healthy. It's how you maintain a healthy relationship. It's where you can show that there's comfort and respect expressing yourself, and then how you can move on in a healthy, genuine way after considering each other's feelings and concerns. So that's what you really want to have, but you want to make sure it's coming from respect, and those behaviors, like I said, name calling, belittling, that's not respect. So make sure you argue with respect. One of the things I mentioned when I started is that respect is the basis for a long-term relationship. So number 6 is respect motivates you to keep working through the rough patches. See, when you have a person you've been in a relationship for a while and you respect them, you consider their thoughts and their opinion, you know what? They're not going to necessarily always match up with yours. But you don't immediately think about ending it. You don't immediately think about what the heck is wrong with this person. You actually listen to their point of view and you try to consider how the two of you can move together in the future, considering their point of view. Particularly for me and my wife, we are both very stubborn and we understand each other and we understand our differences. And that's really fine because our relationship is built on love and respect for each other. We are motivated to work it out. We're motivated to understand, even within ourselves, what's causing this rough patch, this dust up. And we work through it with love and respect for each other. And that's what you do when you genuinely respect someone, you understand these rough patches, and you work through them. Number 7, it's okay to be emotionally open with someone. It creates an opportunity where it's okay to be vulnerable. See, look, being vulnerable isn't always easy, but when you're in a relationship filled with love and respect, you're more likely to open up and share your deep emotions, your deep hurts, your deep things that you figured out what's wrong with you, and you want to let it out and share it with someone. A respectful partner will never judge you or demean you for your feelings. Instead, they will help you by listening, empathizing, which is what women do really well, and then they will help you find a way to help it out. Listen, man, this is very important for us to understand. You should share stuff with your wife, but it is very important for you as a man who needs to lead in this house to understand what you need to talk to with your wife and what you need to talk to with your guy friends. It is okay to share some things with your wife and some of your concerns, but definitely not all of them. You need to understand there's some stuff you share with your guy friends who you have respect with, and other things it's okay to share with your wife who you should also respect and be able to work stuff out. I'm talking about things that involve your wife and family, but doesn't necessarily include them, like getting a promotion at your job, feeling like you need to figure out how to protect the family, your long-term future. Those are things that you need to come to your wife with a plan. This is a problem. This is what I want to do as a plan. I got A, B, and C. Do you have a thought on it? I'm leaning toward this. But you need to lead in your relationship and coming to your wife with just emotional problems, financial problems, things that you should be handling as a man without a solution. You can't do that too much. That is going to erode her respect of you. Something else for you to think about, man. Number 8, respect in a relationship encourages individual self-care. Look, I'm a big guy who loves fashion, who loves to look good, and who thinks that the way I dressed when I was, in my 20s should be different from the way I dressed in my 30s, the way I dressed in my 40s. And that's really part of what self-care is. But when you genuinely respect your partner, you want to put your best version of yourself forward with them and to them every day. Because you understand your need for self-care, you're going to wash that nasty body, you're going to shave, you're going to keep yourself clean, looking good and smelling good. And look, traditionally your spouse will love you no matter what, but you still want to put self-care and self-love first, so you can show them that you're loving them also. Look, I know that's kind of an oversimplification of what self-care is, but it really is your appearance, but you also want to focus on improving yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally, and in your well-being. Investing in yourself shows your partner that you really want to invest in them and that you are trying to create the best possible relationship for the two of you. So work on that self-care, and I have a bunch of advice on this channel, so check out some of my other videos. Number 9 is you both feel valued. See, you feel valued and appreciated when you have a relationship based on mutual respect, right? Respect is all about the admiration for someone else, and part of the way you show it is that you value that person as a person. Their traits, their abilities, their achievements all means as much to you as your own. You think that the best of them a majority of the time, because ain't nobody perfect. But in general, you would sit down and think about that person. You're like, you know what? That's a good person. That's a person that I'm glad to be spending my life with and my time with. That is what you'll find when you're in a relationship with someone who respects you and you respect back. The number 10 thing that a relationship with respect as a foundation has is that it builds trust. Yep, trust. Like I said, we've been interchanging trust and respect, but trust, communication, and respect are all keys to a relationship for it to be successful long-term, and all go hand in hand. And when you show respect for your other person in your relationship, it improves your communication skill, which will in turn build trust. Did you hear me go through those 10 things? You was like, oh, that's all great if you have that. But what if you realize, maybe I have some room for improvement and building trust in my relationship? Well, I'm gonna give you some quick fire tips that'll help you do it. So here's some quick tips on stuff you can do to build up mutual respect. Support each other's interests, work on your communication skills, set realistic expectations for each other, be open and honest with each other, but show respect when you're doing it. Take responsibility for your actions, especially during arguments, and never stop asking questions about each other's. You really want to get to know each other, their wants, their needs, their goals, and their aspirations. Respect each other's boundaries and space. Talk to each other as much as possible, and really just validate each other's feelings and opinions even when you disagree. That's part of showing respect to each other. Look, guys, respect means you hold each other in high regard while showing admiration and appreciation for each other. When you do this, what you're going to end up doing is creating a healthy, long-lasting, and loving relationship. And this is all of our goals. Thank you for stopping by the Legacy Gentleman channel. If you found something useful or helpful in this video, please like it. And if you want to see more videos that talk about subjects that'll help you become the best you can be and live the best life you can, please like this channel. And until next time, go be legendary.